So I had to speak on this. And I may insert some of the messages that I've been getting in my inbox. Well, not my inbox, but on my channel. I interact with you guys and I reply to, all the messages that I get. And so when I reply to the messages, I happen to see these nasty comments. So again, I'm gonna show you guys. Try to figure out a way to insert these pictures so you'll be able to see it. But yeah, first off, I want to shout out to everybody who's been supportive of me since I've started this channel. And I have pretty much had created a wave since I've started this channel, and my message is really resonating with people out here. So I want to say shout out to y'all. I reached 1,000 subscribers. Now I just have to build up my watch hours, man. And then go from there. But having this platform doesn't it's not to just worry about money, because like I said, money is a tool. It's not really something that is of certain to me. You know what I'm saying? Because my message is bigger than this money. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to put that as a forefront, and but yeah, when I make these videos, I just shoot straight from the hip and I just come from the heart, so I hear me pause, y'all see me bring my head down and try to figure out what I gotta say. This is me strictly just coming from the hip. Like I've always said in a lot of my videos, that this is what I do, and I'm glad to have a platform to do it. And I like engaging and interacting with y'all, because I treat y'all as if y'all was in front of my face. I don't just treat y'all as just somebody I'm interacting with over the computer or your phone or whatever you. I engage with everybody, whether it's good or bad. And I knew what I signed up for when I created this platform. I never created this platform, but created this channel. I knew it was going to be good and bad that come with this. But, it's some dirty, nasty ass people out here, man, that will just prey on everything. They were trying to find ways to just really try to get under your skin. And for me, it's affecting me, but it's not affecting me as much as you guys think it is, right? I just want to be able to share what's, some of the things that I've been getting, so you all can see where these people's mindsets is. And so, it's these folks is just really, they're really, really, really nasty, man. And this system has people like that, man, and they have people going at each other's necks, and really putting somebody down, and basically having an issue with somebody's opinion and views on what they believe, And I wouldn't necessarily just say believe, just pretty much talking about something that's really happening out here, man. And people they just can't see it, man. They just really can't see it. And the people that's behind the scenes that we don't ever see their faces, they sit back laughing at us, man, because we're going back and forth with one another, man. Instead of encouraging or uplifting somebody on a regular basis, we preach and teach divide on a regular basis, and nobody gets it. So they look at you and they find a way to down you in some kind of way, and they find a way to just pull at you. And for me, I'm a big boy, I can wear this on my sleeve, but to people they got a level of nastiness like no other, man. And the messages that you guys seen, that's just only a few. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. And You know, if I let those messages affect me like I did, I mean, like I'm gonna say like I did, but if I let those messages affect me like it does, then I wouldn't even come back to this platform. I just completely disappear, right? But I feel like I have a calling, and I feel like I have a message to put out to the world. You know, and again, I said in a lot of my videos that you can disagree, you know, with what I believe, you know, or what I know to be true out here, than what I see. Um, but it's a way that you can go about it instead of being so damn nasty. Because if I seen some of these people in front of me in person, I believe that I would have to defend myself and defend myself in such a way to where it's going to be either me or them. And I don't want to have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? If I ever come across some of you guys and meet y'all, because I do. One of these days, I do want to meet some of y'all, man. Some real cool, genuine people out there, man. I would love to meet y'all. I would love to shoot the shit and just talk about everything, because yeah, I'm here by myself and I'm in my thoughts and stuff like that. But it really fuels my soul to hear people's opinions about just the way minds are, and just us exchanging and talking about stuff, man. It really fuels my soul because again, it felt like I'm in a world alone, um, but I know I'm not, and this is the platform to do it, to to express yourself in such a manner that nobody can censor you. And if they do censor you, it's based on probably YouTube's guidelines or what they're saying about what you can and cannot say, because they don't want to promote no violence as far as you trying to hurt somebody or different things like that. So I get all that, and same thing like in real life, that that people out here that you have to watch your back on, or whoever you're cool with, you got to keep your eyes on the swivel. you know, Same thing. Just pretty much just being aware of your surroundings and being aware of people, because people are crazy out here. You know, people walk around here um, like a chicken with their head cut off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these people are just so heavily programmed, man. They're so heavily programmed that they don't see nothing else besides the way they've been taught. And again, it's no fault of their own because it's passed down from generation to generation. And it's really sad because these people sit here and they would do this continuously without even thinking twice. You know what I'm saying? And when I make these videos, it's to pretty much give you guys a message to where you don't have to necessarily agree with me. You can do your own research and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that I'm talking about. But people think I'm just trying to be out here pulling, just basically out here just trying to serve somebody a fake message. Like I'm out here, trying to sell a false narrative for some reason to gain some type of clout. Like what the hell I want to be out here, sit up here talking to y'all about the system and shit like that, just for some clout. Like this is shit that's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's wild to me, man, that this goes on. You know what I'm saying? And they would look at you, and like I said, in some of the messages that you seen that one woman was talking about, that I talk too much in my videos. I don't get straight to the point, and I'm mad about stuff and whatever, man. But again, these videos are not for people like that. There are people that think the way I do and feel the way I do. These videos are for them. And if I happen to stumble across some new viewers who disagree, yeah, sure, disagree. But there's a way to go about it. I'm not trying to sit here and try to tell you how to live your life. You live your life how the hell you want to live it. You know what I'm saying? But to be sitting up here criticizing me because of what I put out here on display and telling me that I'm living a lie, or I'm doing this to beg, I mean, that kind of shit is asinine because in my videos, I don't ever say nothing about that type of shit. I don't. I'm here to simply put out a message to the world, man. And if it sticks, it sticks. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Because, again, I can't do this with my everyday people that I'm around all the time because they don't fucking get it. Because the moment you start talking like that, they're going to think that you're crazy and out of your mind. It's already people on here, right? It's already talking about, me using profanity, you know? And, I get what they're saying, based on YouTube's guidelines or however they, do their thing, but I'm not monetized. I'm not monetized. And for me, I'm grown, man. I'm grown. I'm not going to sit here and just stop cussing because somebody said, "Oh, that's not the way to go about it. You're using too much profanity. It's crazy. I need to swipe away because you're cussing too much." If you don't like this kind of delivery that I bring out, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to watch the video. Just simply don't watch it, man. It's only here to resonate with people who think like I do and who don't mind what I say when I make these videos. It's not about control here. Or at least in my opinion, I would think it's not about control, but people, they do that, man. They do that. Like, in this life, people have it's a certain form of control that I believe that people should have. And that involves not hurting anybody. And that involves not disturbing anybody's peace. That I can agree with. But to sit here and just criticize somebody about them talking the way they do and what their views on what they don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? It bothers me to death, you know what I'm saying? And again, if you don't have to agree with it, but you don't do the shit with putting somebody down, you know what I'm saying? But people do. They find ways to put somebody down. And again, in that message when the lady said that, I don't forget exactly what she said. You guys should probably go back and look at the message when me putting it out there, that the lady said that she said some shit like, I'm super lazy. And I cracked up when I heard that, man. I cracked up. I mean, it might not have been she said it that way, but she said something along those lines. And then also with the guy talking about a job, you know what I'm saying? Like, a job is a job, and if you don't like the job, go to another job. You know what I'm saying? It's not made to treat you special. Hell, we know that. We know jobs that made to treat people special. That's why the lady Quita died. That's why those two mailmen, those black mailmen died. Because they don't. They just see an individual that can push out their product or whatever type of assignment that they have to do. And as long as they can be upright to do what they need to do, they cool, right? Because they profiting. They can give a fuck about your health, right? And that's what people do out here on this earth, is that they disregard their health because they feel like their health is as important. Like the job in front of them is more important. And they'll take care of their health later. And see, rest in peace to Quita, rest in peace to her. But she was one of those people that probably didn't, I don't know her situation, right? But I'm only can make an assumption that she didn't prioritize her health because she was working 7 days a week. And when she finally decided to rest, it killed her. And I've seen a lot of videos where people talking about work-life balance because you're supposed to have work-life balance in your life. But I really truly believe there's no work-life balance at all. I believe that shit is non-existent because, you're not gonna have time for one. You're not gonna have time to focus on one thing. You're gonna always have to just try to what's the word? You're gonna try to evenly prioritize all those things at one time, and that could be even stressful. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, when people work for these companies, they understand when they sign that contract with their company, right? But still, these people think that these companies give a fuck about them when they work, right? And even if ones that don't, they don't give a fuck, right? They still go there and do a job, but they don't really realize that it's fucking them up. It's tearing their ass up. And before they know it, they end up being in the hospital like I did because they're not prioritizing their health. You know what I'm saying? And I don't play when it comes to my health. You know what I'm saying? Like my issue was basically from working out and doing other things and shit. That's the reason why I, was in the hospital. But for the simple fact that that's just a prime example. Oh, I know. I'm a close. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's from y'all, I think. But as I was saying that, even though that has nothing to do with me directly, right? Those particular things happen. It happens that way. It happens that if you don't put your health first, then you're not going to be able to do the things you do. You're not going to. And people just feel like that the job identifies who they are, and they sadly mistaken, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, the way I feel about people who's homeless, man. I believe nobody on this planet should be like that.
When you come back, will you put your chest right through there?
Yeah, I got you. I believe nobody on this planet should be like that. But because they have it set up that way, it's a lot of people out there like that. And people do not blink. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if you like that. They say, well, it's because you didn't want to do what you're supposed to do to make sure that you don't be homeless. Well, what about people who's already working, who can't make ends meet when they fucking working? Y'all haven't thought about that, have y'all? Close it, girl. Oh, so, um, nobody ever think about that. They always think about the other thing. You know what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. I had to stop the video because my niece was out here trying to get in stuff. So I'm gonna continue on and finish this and close out this video soon. So, like I was saying, that nobody thinks about that, man. They just feel like, if you can't make ends meet, get another job or get another job, and before they know it, they're killing themselves slowly. You know what I'm saying? And that's not life, man. You know what I'm saying? And I will refer back to the caveman days until the end of time. And I don't give a damn what nobody thinks about this. That when cavemen back in the day did their thing, they never was by themselves. It was always community. It was always them going out to go hunt for their food whenever they needed to eat, right? And I even had a woman that said that earlier too in one of the comments that was talking about earlier with the nasty shit that they were saying that, if I want to go back into the wild, go do that, to go hunt for my food. And to me it wasn't a bad idea because shit, the cavemen did it, and they lived long. They lived. They didn't have to worry about the stress that we got going on. But yeah, as I was saying, that they was always together. They was all self-sufficient. They was never by themselves. They took care of their tribe. And they never did nothing on their own. But here we are, preaching this shit to each other about doing everything on our own, being independent and doing this and doing that. And where's it leading us? It ain't leading us no damn where. It's that constant divide and that you're only as good as you working. You're only as good as what you got in your pockets. You know what I'm saying? People don't care about character no more. And it's very, very sad. You know what I'm saying? And all this stuff that we're dealing with, man, it's just causing stress. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stress, unnecessary stress that we need to be taking on, man. Only because we're basically trying to survive, right? So we'll put ourselves through under an immense amount of stress just to survive. And if you call that healthy living, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, because that's no way to live, man. Always under constant stress. And so I'm gonna say something to y'all that I haven't said to y'all when I have made that video, my hospital update and stuff like that, because it was people that was agreeing with me and people that were disagreeing with me, and it was all good. But the day that I go in the hospital, I mean the night, because it was like early in the night, early morning. I had for the folks that's returning viewers that already know about my situation. I'm pretty much was looking for a job basically so I won't have to be outside in the heat because I don't want to die of heat stroke, right? So I ended up giving in to this bullshit ass system and applied for a job and got an interview. And my interview was supposed to be last Tuesday, but I ended up going to the hospital, the day before I had my interview. So I had to do rescheduling. But while I was in the hospital, right, I got in there, got my bed and stuff like that. My sister, right, which is supposed to be family over everything, no matter how hard it is out here, we're supposed to be here for each other, right? Now, it's supposed to be about money, but people make it about money, right? As I'm in the hospital, trying to do my blood work and stuff and figure out what's going on, my sister sends me a text and asked me about the job and what did I say about the job, right? And she was like, well, why'd you tell them that you was in the hospital? Why'd you say that? You could have said you had a family emergency. You didn't have to say all that. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to be in the hospital for more than one day, then what am I supposed to do? But they never said that I couldn't reschedule, right? Because this is what she had told me. She had told me, like, when I was in there, she asked me, because nobody knew that I was in the hospital at first. They didn't know, because I went like around, I say about 2-something in the morning. And when I went there, I did the procedure and everything before I got transferred to the actual hospital. I was in the ER at first. But yeah, the stuff I just got to telling y'all before I said what I said, because I got ahead of myself. She asked me, she was like, well, what are you going to do about the job? And I'm like, in my head, like, I'm up here, got some shit that's going on that's deeper than the job, and you worry about a damn job? This is for my fucking life. And you worry about a job. That really messed me up, man. It really messed me up, and it really made me really understand how deeply put people are programmed on this planet. Like, you're in a hospital bed, man. You're in a hospital bed. And you worry about the job. And if I'm still gonna have an interview. You never not once say it to me, oh, get better, that'll be there. We'll take care of it later on. You never said that at one time. You pretty much worried about that, and then when I gave you my answers, you didn't talk to me no more. Because it wasn't what you wanted to hear. Oh, that's such bullshit, y'all. It's such bullshit. But again, people will sit here, I think I'm bitching and complaining about different shit because of how the system is, right? That it's just how life is. You're supposed to just go ahead and do what you do until otherwise, right? Bet you, in other words, that nobody will stand up and nobody need to do what they're supposed to do as far as fighting the system, right? Because people know about it. There's a lot of people out here who's woken up, but they haven't did anything about it. And I don't think we can do it alone. We need to put our heads together and do things collectively. But for the ones who don't get it, that type of stuff comes out, man. It really tore me up, man. You know, when you put somebody out of your house or whatever and say, oh well, they can't do what they're supposed to do. I mean, they are doing what they're supposed to do, so you got to kick them out to the curb. You know, that's the capitalistic system that we in, man. That preaches that shit, and people just blindly follow it, man, because of basic survival, and they go ahead and conform because they have no other choice, supposedly, and they just do it. And so when people put people outside, you know, they feel like they're doing that person a favor when they're doing that. But in reality, they only hurt themselves because it don't supposed to be bigger than what's out here, right? Yeah, money's a tool again, right? But no, man, if we're gonna struggle, we're gonna go through it together. We're gonna help each other out, man. We're gonna figure it out some kind of way. Not you looking at me as some type of damn dollar sign. Because that's pretty much what it is. It's not about me being your brother. It's about me being a dollar sign and what I can contribute to this cause. And if I can't contribute nothing dollar sign wise, then we can't have a relationship. I can't be cool with you. We're not gonna be all laughy giggly because you ain't bringing nothing in. You know what I'm saying? And when people say that you need resources in order to have resources in order to get what you need to be, yeah, I do believe that to a degree, right? But the resources is not to fight the system. It's to basically conform in some kind of way. And me, I'm just, yeah, this is just me, man. This speaking myself, man. You know, really talking about it, and just talking about how just grunting I am, man. Like, life ain't supposed to be like this, y'all. Earning your way to live ain't supposed to be like this, y'all. I mean, we're basically a price tag. A price tag to live. So it's like, hey, you up for sale. You know, in order for you to live your life, you got to come up with that money. If you don't come up with that money, because we turn the resources that we have out here as far as living off the land and shit like that, because they bought the land and everything else, that this ain't your land, so therefore you got to work for it. And this stuff is out here provided for free, man, for free. But capitalistic system got us, y'all. They got us. They really do got us, man. And people just don't see it. They just really don't see it. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because people are going to end up dying believing in this capitalistic system and not trying to do anything about it, man. So I had to speak on this, y'all. I did, because it was really, when I seen those messages, like I said, I got thick skin. But sometimes when you're just trying to read every comment, you're trying to answer it, some of those messages really get to you, and you got to talk about it. And that's why I decided to make this video. So with that being said, you guys, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button if you could. And cut on those push notifications so you won't ever miss a video anytime I drop it. And with that being said, until the next video, y'all, I'm out.